Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to dive into something pretty deep, a really hopeful teaching from a classic Buddhist sutra. It's all about a path to redemption, and I'm not just talking about small regrets, but from our absolute worst mistakes, the kind that feel like they might define us forever. So we all have regrets, right? Things we wish we could take back. But let's push that thought to its absolute limit. Are some mistakes just so big, so grave, that they're completely beyond forgiveness? Is there a point of no return? Is there any hope at all when you've hit rock bottom?
Well, in Buddhism, there's actually a name for these kinds of, let's say, spiritually fatal actions. It's called fazeo, which basically means breaking the precepts. And just so we're clear, we're not talking about, minor slip-ups here. This refers to the most serious offenses you can imagine, actions that are thought to completely cut you off from your spiritual path.
Okay, so the setup for this whole idea comes from a really important conversation. It's in a major Buddhist text called the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, and in it, a disciple named Kunda goes up to the Buddha, and he's about to ask a question that sets the stage for this incredible teaching about finding hope when it seems like all is lost.
And Kunda, he doesn't beat around the bush at all. His question is incredibly direct. He's not talking theory here. He's asking point blank about the people who have committed these truly terrible acts. He wants to know, can they be saved? Is there any path forward for them?
And the Buddha's answer is so interesting. It's not just a simple yes, it's more of a yes but. He says, if there is a cause and condition. And that phrase, that little condition, is everything. It opens the door to a very specific method. This isn't about some kind of magic forgiveness. It's about meeting a certain requirement, a path forward that's honestly both surprising and really profound.
So what is this cause and condition? Well, the sutra introduces this very specific state of mind. It's called Tam Ho Fap. And this is the key. This is what unlocks the whole possibility of redemption. So, Tam Ho Fap literally translates to the mind that protects the Dharma. But what does that really mean? Look, it's way more than just feeling bad about what you did. It's about a radical, active shift in your whole motivation. It's about generating this deep, sincere, powerful intention to dedicate yourself to protecting and upholding something truly good in the world.
And the cool thing is, the sutra doesn't just leave this as some vague, abstract idea. It actually lays out a super clear four-step process. First, you have to feel genuine remorse for your past wrongs. Then, you make a sincere vow, a real commitment, to protect the teachings. After that, you have to actually study them, really dig in and understand them. And finally, you share what you've learned to help other people. You see how it's a complete transformation? You go from being a sinner to a protector.
Okay, to really explain just how powerful one single sincere intention can be, the Buddha tells a story. And this analogy, it just brilliantly illustrates this core idea that one genuine thought can literally change everything.
So the story starts with a woman, and the text is very clear on this. It describes her as having an evil nature. She's not a saintly person. And that's a crucial detail, right? She's supposed to represent someone who's lived a life full of negativity, exactly the kind of person who has broken the precepts.
So she's fleeing danger, and she comes to this massive, raging river. It's way too wide, way too fast for her to swim across while holding her baby. She's stuck, and she's facing this absolutely impossible choice, a moment that is going to force a decision and show what's truly in her heart.
And in that one, single, defining moment, she makes her choice. She thinks, I would rather die together with my child in this place than to abandon my child and cross over alone. Wow, in that instant, this powerful, selfless love for her child completely overrides her entire history of negativity. This one thought, this pure intention to protect her child, no matter what, becomes the most powerful force in her entire being. And the story goes, they both end up drowning. But, and this is the whole point, because of that one single, powerful, sincere, compassionate intention, her destiny is totally rewritten. She is immediately reborn in a heavenly realm. Think about that. That single act of selfless love was more powerful than an entire lifetime of bad deeds. That is the analogy for Tam Ho Fap.
Okay, so why this specific path? Why is protecting the Dharma emphasized so much over other spiritual practices? Well, the source text gives a really practical and I think very modern explanation for this.
So the text makes this fascinating distinction. It says, ancient practices like chanting mantras, they required pure speech and perfect pronunciation, which, let's be honest, is incredibly hard for most of us to achieve today. But a sincere intention, a genuine change of heart, that is something every single one of us can access, right here, right now, no matter what we've done in the past.
So, when you boil it all down, this path to redemption isn't about trying to erase the past. You can't. It's about generating a new intention that's so powerful and so positive that it literally forges a new future for you, basically overwriting the negative path you were on.
Really, what this whole teaching gives us is an incredibly empowering message. It's saying that no mistake, no matter how grave, has to be a final sentence. The real power isn't in being perfect. It's in the sincerity of our intention in this very moment. Just like that mother at the river, a single, genuine change of heart can set a completely new destiny in motion. And that's a path that's open to every single one of us.
So this explainer really leaves us with a provocative thought, something to really chew on. Forget the past for a second, and just think about the future. What is the one most powerful, positive, selfless intention that you could commit to right now that could begin to rewrite your story?